Who haven't we heard from? Oh, Rosemarie. Unmute yourself, please.
Hey, Dr. Ted.
Hi, Rosemarie. How are you?
Forever. Yeah, I'm great. I'm doing great.
You did one of the first CHIP programs, I think, didn't
Did
you?
the first CHIP. My sister and I did the very first CHIP class in Rochester.
What year was that?
I'm trying to remember. I thought you might remember when that was.
It was probably
6 years, we want to say?
2000, it was 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while. So I'm still here.
That's great. Yeah.
A little grayer, but that's okay.
You look fabulous.
So I was honored to be in the first class, and so many years later, I'm still basically plant-based. I have been human and tried a couple of things along the way, but I always go back to to the plant-based, especially the dairy, keeping it out of my system, because the reason that I started, of course, my sister was she was a vegetarian, I guess, and we both decided to do it together. And at that time, I don't think I ate a vegetable like all day long. I was really not a good eater. And I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2010. And I had been searching for something, some way, some support to get me to eat better, because I was considered obese at the time. And that was, I believe, part of the reason why I got my breast cancer, because that is, one of the indicators. So and when I would visit the doctor, it would always, I would go for my regular checkup. And on the, whatever was going on that day, the word obese was always on my chart. And I really was so devastated every time I would leave the doctor's office, and trying all the things like everybody else. And I'm, almost 68 too, like the other woman was mentioning. So it was time just to get straight and try to figure this all out. So I then I went to the Jumpstart when you started. Maybe it was the first Jumpstart. I'm not sure. That was like a year or two later after I did the CHIP program. And that was an eye opener, because I had my cholesterol done and it went down probably, I'd say 30 points in that 2 weeks. That was like, wow. Yeah. Cause it was really what I needed to jumpstart back into the whole, really being good with what I mean, my problem was the fat, I have to say. Being Italian, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I missed my, my olive oils and my butter and whatever, but I don't need it. I mean, I even now, I put some water in the pan when I'm doing my vegetables, and I don't miss it. So at this point, it's pretty automatic. Like I did taste a piece of chicken one day. It was an interesting story, because this was when the malls were open way back. I was with my son, and they were giving out samples, and like automatically I took a sample and I bit into it, and my son said, "What are you doing? You don't eat that." I said, "Oh yeah." But it tasted so dense to me. It was like and I thought, wow, it was kind of interesting experiment that I realized I'm not supposed to eat that. I mean, it didn't feel good to me. So, so there's been a couple of little incidents like that, and sugar was also my big thing.
Sure. So originally you did this because you wanted to lose weight?
Yeah, and I didn't want the cancer to come back.
That's what you had
that was a scary time.
Sure. And how are both of those doing? Your cancer and your weight?
Well, it's been 10 years, and fine. I get my mammals every year, and I'm doing fine with that. I lost 50 pounds actually. Originally, I lost 20 pounds when I started the CHIP program. During that whole program, I lost 20 pounds. And then I kind of stayed the same for a little while. And then probably maybe 2.5 years ago, I decided, to get serious again. And I lost the other 30 pounds. So I just gave away, it took me a while, but I just gave away all my big clothes. I said, that's it, I'm done. So it took me a while to make it automatic, but it is automatic. And yeah, I'm just so happy that I found it back then. And I still hear your voice in my head sometimes. And
that's
also,
scary.
Also April, I miss her.
What is it? What is my voice saying?
It's saying you could eat all the veggies you want.
Okay.
If you're hungry, and I think of you with, funny that you're eating the greens because that green looked really pretty. It's
Mm.
very green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, and your stories about going on bus trips, which we can't do right now, but and taking your bag of spinach on the bus instead of bringing a big bag of chips or something. So it did help when Marianne and I, my sister, we would go back to New York City to visit family. We would pack our veggies
Sure.
in the car. We go by car. Um, so we're doing it together was very helpful too, and we would share recipes. And I still have. I was just going through my notebook with all my chip recipes,
Mm-hmm.
and I've added some. Oatmeal is now my go-to in the morning, and I've made some oatmeal bake kind of things, and little sort of looking like cookies things, just for a change. But I'm feeling fantastic. I'm doing yoga now, and I can actually bend over.
Mm-hmm.
I got my grandkids, so I walk every day. I do my a dance class every week, and life is good. I mean, and I also live with someone who's not plant-based.
Mm.
He'll sometimes eat what I make, but I have to be careful not to push it on him because you can what do they say, you can lead a horse to water, but
Sure.
I can't make him do it. And my youngest son was just diagnosed pre-diabetic,
Mm.
and he's only 34, and he is working on giving up the meat, but he was eating the veggie burgers, a lot of the veggie burgers. So, but at least he's trying. So,
Sure.
um,
So
anyway,
Rosemary, let me ask you a question. If there was somebody who was wondering whether they should do this, what would you tell them?
I'd say you should jump into the Jumpstart.
Okay.
Definitely. Oh, it's definitely worth it, and it's definitely hasn't been hard for me.
That's
And
great.
it
Well,
feels like you're eating live food.
oh, interesting. Live food. Okay. Thank you so much. It was great to see you again.
Oh,
Thank
it's good to see you too.
you.
I did stop by one day to the office probably a year ago when I was in the neighborhood just to say hello. And I didn't know the girl that was at the desk that somebody knew, but I do miss going there, and I may just do a jump start one of these days again.
Oh, sure. We'd love to have you there as soon as we
Okay.
open up. Otherwise, we'll have to do it online like we're doing now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good, good. All right, Rosemary, thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.